So welcome to Sheffield's Greater Green area. This is called Greater Green because it was once a very boring looking road, but now it's been block paved with nice orangey red block paving and lots of plants and lots of trees, which makes it look a lot more interesting than the boring old tarmac road. Now I normally criticise cycle lanes, but when we come round here we'll see we've actually got a nice big cycle lane alongside the plants and alongside the pavement. Now this was a big road, but the road didn't actually serve that much purpose, because if you go over there where that yellow bus is going, that actually takes you to the same place, down to the Wicker, or the road leading to the Wicker, and these two roads were basically completely redundant. So they've managed to take one of them and do it up really nicely, albeit it looks a bit depressing having the old Castle Market ruins and building site next to it, and convert it into this quite nice cycle lane. It's actually really nice to ride a bike along, and it's nice to walk along, and it's nice to have a sit down, and they have markets here once a month. You could probably have more markets here if you wanted. So it's actually a really nice area, so I'm just going to have a wander around. We'll have a little look at the you can see the remnants of the Castle Market through the window there. So I'm just going to take you down the little tour of the Greater Green area, and we'll have a little look and see what's good about it and see what could be improved. So I'm actually just going to go back in the opposite direction up to the Park Square roundabout. We'll just have a look at that area first. And I will point out they have actually done a very good job of the block paving. A little bit bumpy, but not as bad as some. But the first problem we've come across is this junction here. Obviously I've got to sit and wait for the cars to come. But the problem is not so much when you're coming this way, it's when you turn around and want to go the other way. So when I'm going back home, I've got to stop here, turn my neck all the way around there to see what's coming before I can go again. So this is the bit of the Greater Green on Snig Hill and Bridge Street. That's where I've just come from, and this is Snig Hill leading up to the police station. And this is going down towards West Bar Green near all the courts area. And I must admit, I do think they've done this up really nicely. I've been coming down here for a number of years now, both walking and on the bike, and I do really like it. It's a really nice, pleasant area. So I've moved away from the Greater Green area now, and I've come up towards the Sheffield University. And this road here is called Portobello. This has been like this for a number of years. It's very minimal motor vehicle traffic, and it's mostly just a cycle route and a walking route. And as we get towards the top of the hill, I don't know if you quite see it on camera, all the way down there. Part of that's a cycle route, and then part of it's a motor traffic lane with rather large cycle lanes and not too much traffic. So this whole bit is quite a nice area, and whilst it's pretty quiet today, that's because it's a Saturday afternoon. Many people aren't here for the university. I was actually here yesterday morning at rush hour, and there were quite a lot of people walking along and riding bikes, so it's very well used. Now the reason I thought I'd come out and do a video blog about cycle routes in Sheffield is because today, just in a little while, about half an hour, if my bike doesn't fall over, that is, we've got a Kidical Mass, a critical mass bike ride for children. Although it's not just children, it attracts families and people my age and older people. In fact, the leaflet did say 0 to 99, so I think that's pretty much everyone. Now we actually have quite a lot of mass cycle rides here in Sheffield. We have one aimed at adults, but we get children come along as well. That's once a month. And we now have an evening one come about once a month. And a lot of this started when a bloke called Dom Whiting came for his drum and bass on bikes. He started doing that during the lockdowns. and that's because no one could go to nightclubs or parties during the lockdown, so why not come out on bikes and have a bike party?
Mass on Facebook, out to Matt from Poland, out to Sam, out to Glenn.
Now we're just heading over to the University roundabout, which is a really big roundabout in Sheffield, and it's called the University roundabout because it's situated in between multiple university buildings there. But it's several lanes, it can get quite quick, but here we've got a good way of completely bypassing it. If you come up the cycle lanes which I've just shown you, we've got a nice crossing here, you've got your own traffic lights, you can get across there and you go alongside the Information Commons building up the other side, and then you can come out on Witham Road. Now, I never actually paid attention to the fact that this was here. This actually works quite well in my experience, but for a number of years I was actually just going straight along the University roundabout, even when it was really busy like it is today. So it's amazing how it helps if you actually know the local infrastructure in the area and know where it is and know how to use it. So there we go, we're at the other side of the University roundabout, and it might have taken 10-20 seconds longer than actually using the actual roundabout itself. Anyone got any idea why it's shut? I've just come along there and it's worked absolutely fine for me, so I don't know why it's shut. So we're in Tudor Square now for this year's Kidical Mass. This I think is the second one, possibly the third one. I think it's the second one. I certainly came to the first one last year, which started in Millhouses Park and had a really good turnout, probably 200 or 300 people maybe, where we went around the whole city. And the aim of the Kidical Mass is basically a critical mass ride, same as any other critical mass ride, like the many that we have here in Sheffield every month, except it's aimed at children. But it does show that a lot of children and families do want to ride bikes, they do want to use the infrastructure, they do want new infrastructure building in order to get them to school, to get them to work, to get them out and about having fun and talking to other people and meeting other people, and not being cooped up in cars and not being cooped up at home in front of the computer or in front of the telly.